Greetings, Bitcoiners. I've got an update to my last video. It's pretty cool stuff. You want to check out this little pattern I got. I've had this channel drawn in here for a long time. Those of you watching my videos have seen it many times. Now let's get to the good stuff. Go to the hourly here, zoom into the hourly chart. I've drawn in a second channel just for the hourly chart. Bitcoin is ranging in this larger channel in the upper half of it, and it keeps bouncing off the middle dash line of that channel. It's almost so predictable. It's almost hard to believe. But so I drew in the second channel here, just specifically for the hourly chart. So this would be like the wicks on the daily right here. So I just drawn that in. But my last video, I was talking about I had a short open and I was looking to sell it or buy it back at like 31,050 ballpark area. But it only came down to like 31,140 or so. Well, I ended up closing down my short just for those of you watching for that. And I opened up a long at 31,239 and we're up to 31,455. So I've just been watching this and it's just real predictable. And I want to show you something really cool here. So I was watching that dude really close and I looked where it stopped. And like I said, since I've put in my long, like I talked in the last video, so my numbers aren't exactly right. I said 31,050. It turned out to be like 31,140. And then I put in my long at 31,200 something. But I don't want to really give out J training advice because I'm not a master. I'm still a student, not a master. So, but this is definitely, I just want to bring this chart and this pattern to your attention. Do with it what you will. But I noticed where that stopped and I started looking at all these other hourly wicks where they were stopping. Look at that. All through here, the whole month of July, which I talked about in my last video, literally from July 1st, these wicks are stopping in the exact same spot above that middle line and the bigger channel I have drawn in here for a long time now. We're in the upper half of that, and now I've drawn in this little channel here. So let's draw in a third channel. I hope there's some of you out there that find this as fun as I do. This is like an ongoing thing. It's like a big puzzle, right? It's all kind of come together. But look at where all these wicks are stopping. They're all in the same spot. The ones that don't come down all the way to the middle of that original channel, the bottom of this new smaller channel I have drawn in here. So let's take the parallel line and make a third channel from these wicks right about there. So take the top line, we'll put it right here. See that? This is perfect. Look at that. See that? It's literally parallel lines with the very original channel I drew in there a month ago. And we'll put this one, since it's the hourly chart, we'll put it up here on the top. Extend it down a little bit so we can see what the future might hold. So it's not exactly in a line, but it's close. I mean, let's see, the one I was watching where the arrows point was 31.15 or so. And the bottom of that new channel is at 31.2. So $50, $40, $50. But all these other ones, wick right on it, wick right on it, wick right on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So right now, I've closed down that short from my last video. I've opened a long, which is doing well. And I'm watching this. We've kind of got a new middle ground here. So these two dotted lines, the two channels I just drawn in there. And there's actually quite a bit of clustering. See that right in the middle of this new channel? And a little bit of support, a little bit of resistance. So maybe that's something to watch. I think Bitcoin's real weak right now. I'd be surprised if Bitcoin goes back over like 32,200 in the short term right now. So when's a good time to take profit in a trade? Anytime you're in profit, as far as I'm concerned, right? So I'll just watch this and see how far it comes up. And I've been studying these candlesticks, and I want to get to a really interesting point you may have never heard before here. So I've been looking at these candlesticks. So these candlesticks are kind of like a language. that you can look at a chart and basically read, become literate. But one interesting thing I was reading in here is a lot of the super rich hedge funds will literally try to trap the retail traders and investors like you and me that trade with these candlestick patterns, right? These real popular candlestick patterns. I'm sure if you watch YouTube, you've seen a lot of the same patterns over and over and over, and people are talking about trading them. The problem with that is this whole trading, this whole money market is like a big game, right? And everyone's basically trying to take your money from you. And so there's super rich hedge funds out there that have bots, and we're in an electronic digital age, and it's probably worse now than ever. So a lot of these patterns, these really old patterns, you really can't trust them. I mean, you can sometimes, but they're trying to trap you, right? Like you think this is some kind of bullish candlestick pattern, and it's a fake out trap, right? So it really happens over the weekend with Bitcoin. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. A lot of people say Bitcoin on the weekend is real trappy, and that's what's going on. There's not as much volume and activity, so it's easier for the big players to really lay traps out. But the point I'm getting to here is maybe a little more unorthodox approach. I don't know. Is there a lot of people out there right now that have these 3 channels drawn in here, and are using the bottom of these, the middle of the big channel and the bottom of these 2 different little smaller channels here? Is there a lot of people out there that are trying to trade this pattern right now? Even though it's just almost so predictable, it's hard to believe, right? So this long I'm in now, I'm waiting for it to turn, and I might put in another short. It just depends on if I need to go to bed soon or not. But that's one thing you don't want to do. Don't get involved. If you're sleepy and need to go to sleep, just turn it off, because that can lead to problems. You don't want to go to bed with one of these open. So anyways, I'm waiting to close down this long and enter another short. And when that happens, I'm going to be looking for the bottom of the middle of the big channel, which is now the bottom of these 2 smaller channels. And I'm looking for maybe this next one to come down at 31,150. So maybe it doesn't go all the way there. Maybe it's 31,210 or something like that. Or maybe it comes all the way down to the bottom of the other little channel, which would be 30,900. Maybe 31,000 is a barrier. Maybe it comes down to 31,100, but it doesn't matter, right? Like if you're in profit, don't be scared to just close it down. And so yeah, I think I could just sit here and just do this forever. It feels like I don't I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because maybe the story will change. But Bitcoin could dump all the way down to the bottom, 28,000, in the next few days, or it could go up to 33,000. So don't get too carried away and saying it's predictable, because it's really not. But you can clearly see for the entire month of July, this thing has just been ranging, right? You're talking about 17, 18 days now of just this same activity. But the point I was trying to get to before I went off on a tangent again is there's probably not a lot of super big hedge funds and bots and supercomputers that are trying to trap you if you're trading this right here. Maybe that's why it's so easy for me right now, because there's like no competition. Are there a lot of other people out there right now looking at this, saying, oh, this middle of this channel and these bottom of these 2 little channels are a little different, and it just keeps bouncing off of it and going back up. And is that why it's so easy? Because the big super rich bots and hedge funds and supercomputers aren't attacking the people that are looking at this. It's just something to think about. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go now. I sure hope you enjoyed this little tidbit, and as always, thanks for watching.